Meet Terry and Carrie. They want an RV. Really, they want the freedom that comes with being able to pick up whenever they want and to move from one breathtaking view to another. The kind of freedom that takes them across the country and beyond, living their dream. But if they buy the wrong RV, it might actually pop their dream world. Maybe they pick one that's too heavy to tow for their vehicle, or go with the wrong dealership who won't service their RV. There are questions to ask before they buy, and even more once they become an owner. Thankfully, there's the RV Advisor, the only non-biased platform for information for the RV and outdoor enthusiasts. Get the best tips, tricks, and discounts at all KOA nationwide campgrounds and other huge discounts that every RV enthusiast will love. Now, Terry and Carrie are living the life exactly how they want. Join the RV Advisor family and enjoy everything you need to maximize your RV experience.
Little birdie told me I need RV advice.
Get information straight from the horse's mouth.
Little birdie told me I need RV advice.
It's Just Ask Gigi with Gigi Stetler and Tom Alexander. Now here's Gigi and Tom.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Just Ask Gigi. I'm Tom Alexander, and of course, as always, I am joined by the one, the only, there she is, Gigi Stetler. Hey, Gigi, how you doing?
I'm grand. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I believe in the background, I'm just hearing some kind of vacuum cleaner sound or something's going on over there. What's happening?
You don't even want to know. I know you've been here when it's raining, and the whole front of our parking lot is underwater, and when that happens, our septic backs up because it floods, and you don't even want to know what's floating around on our
that's not pleasant
right now.
Oh,
so I'm locked myself in my office right now, and I luckily brought my boots today. So
I was gonna say, if the next time we check in you're standing on your desk, there's a problem.
Yeah, and we're pretty close to that because we are drowning. Maybe I'll send you a picture later of what we look like. And
Man, yeah. Well, you know, we
nonstop rain. Crazy.
It has been really, we're not really, there's not necessarily a tropical depression or a hurricane or anything floating around us here in South Florida right now. It's just that we've been socked in for several days and more to come with just the systems that are just keep,
it's been dumping on us. Yeah, it's horrible.
Circling the peninsula. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. So we've been really socked in with rain a lot lately. So, well, I hope it all gets dried up soon. Anyway, lots going on as always, rain or not, at the rain or shine at the RV Advisor. Tell us what's happening at HQ today.
Well, other than the drowning situation here,
right?
So I thought, okay, so I'd like to touch on, last week's episode and the week before. We've been talking a lot about contracts and stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought I would touch on a few. I did met a really nice gentleman, Steve, if you're listening, and he saw me or saw our show on the RV Yacht Squad and RV Yacht Couple and our show on contracts and basically our YouTube and just basically talking about contracts and beware and buyer beware and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he, unfortunately, he met me after he signed a contract and gave a deposit. And so kind of what we had talked about is exactly what's happening with him right now. So just to pound it a little bit more in everyone's head to please, before you sign a contract, to please call me first, please hire me, please join, please do something, let me have a look at it. We're sitting ducks right now. Everyone looking to buy an RV right now are sitting ducks, and it's and it's unfortunate because it's everyone needs one right now. It's a much needed from just your mental therapy of being able to get out of the house and do something fun and your own germ-free environment that, it just has so many perks of owning an RV right now. But that comes with some risks, especially with ordered units. And a lot of our snowbirds up there are putting deposits to order units to have them ready for the spring, which sounds like a great idea because they're obviously not going to be camping in the winter. But these contracts are a problem on ordered units because there's no price guarantee and there's fine print all over the contract. So I think, more than anything, I mean, I can't change these contracts. I can't make change alone. So it's strength in numbers. And that's why more than ever, we need members. What I keep pounding the door saying, can you imagine what we can do with 1 million members? I think we would get some respect in the industry and they would have to start changing their contracts, and we need our own lobbyists because, they shouldn't be able to get, I was reading contracts from dealers that just blew me away. On one contract, it basically was saying in the fine print that they don't guarantee the year of the vehicle, if it's been used before, if it's been a demo before, nothing.
Wow. So like, it just sounds like an endless stream of loopholes in these things. So wow, that's unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, there's
nothing in the consumer's favor.
Yeah. And the lack of accountability and everything, it needs to be addressed. I mean, it's just, it's crazy. Enter the RVACA. Obviously, we've talked about this before on the show. Obviously, it's, an organization designed specifically for the consumer, and people can go to the rvaca.org and check it out. We are really pushing to get that seat in Washington alongside the manufacturers, alongside the dealers who have their organizations that have a seat in Washington. Now it's time for us, for you, the consumer, to get it together, and have that voice that.
I can't. I mean, what's happening now is like when I'm trying to help a customer, a member, like renegotiate their contract or negotiate their contract, or even just get what they paid for or get what they've signed. Right. They don't care. They don't care. They don't need to care. There's no accountability whatsoever. So the only way that that's going to happen is if we pull together, and whether you join RV Advisor or RVACA, just, join. We need numbers. I need to be able to, hire some lobbyists and fight for us, because it's extremely scary out there, especially with these, everyone being behind the production schedule.
Right. No doubt. In the upcoming newsletter, it comes out here in the next couple days. There's a story about how Thor Industries has shown a tremendous jump this year in units sold, and we talk about it all the time that the RV industry itself is doing so well. Because of largely because of the pandemic. People are looking for alternatives in terms of.
And it's a wonderful idea. But, interesting you say about Thor, very large percentage of Thor product is sold by Camping World. Yeah. And probably 70% of our member complaints are Thor products sold by Camping World. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, right. And speaking of, Camping World obviously is a running theme on this show. But as you well know, I'm a big baseball fan, and I watch the playoffs and everything else, and they always seem to be at the heart of the advertising. You watch the game, and behind the batter on the signs, in big white letters on a blue background, says Camping World. They're just, they've got so much money, as you said, 60% of the market. It's incredible. And they just
go and sponsor a baseball game. Is that really necessary? How about repairing the RVs that are sitting on your lot that that you can't seem to get factory authorization for repair that you should have done anyway? So, that that to me, like the last thing that I would be out there doing is spending advertising dollars at a baseball game when I have hundreds of thousands of pissed off customers.
And pissed off they are. We know that. That's for
Yeah.
sure. You're watching Just Ask Gigi. She's Gigi Settler. I'm Tom Alexander. We got some questions. We're going to certainly ask those when we come back and find out about how you can help these folks. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after these words.
The RVACA is a charitable organization protecting the rights of the RV owners. We'll work with dealers and manufacturers to ensure quality control is in place prior to delivery of an RV. Additionally, the RVACA provides assistance to disaster relief victims. Visit rvaca.org.
We are back on Just Ask Gigi, along with Gigi Stetler. I'm Tom Alexander, and of course, Gigi, we've got some questions for you, as we always do right here on Just Ask Gigi. We have a question from Candace. Candace writes, we are selling our home and going to live in an RV full time. Are motorhomes built stronger than fifth wheels? If money isn't an issue, which is the best way to go?
Good question. Great question, actually. Well, it's not that they're built better. You can get a high-end fifth wheel like a motorhome. It obviously kind of depends on the price range, but if money is no object, the convenience, you need to really look at the conveniences. Do you want to drive in a motorhome and tow your vehicle? Because you definitely need to have a tow vehicle. And the conveniences of being inside a motorhome is wonderful, where, when the wife or husband's driving and, you get to go make lunch and use the bathroom and, you kind of keep on trucking, which is nice. That's a very nice feature, as opposed to being, in a truck, not able to stretch your legs as well. But on the downside, if this is your permanent home or for a while, you have to think about if you have a problem with the motorhome, engine wise, or something, and it has to go into the shop, you lose your house.
True.
So
That's very true. Yeah.
A fifth wheel, you have a better chance of getting a mobile technician to come to you. If your Ford or Dodge truck breaks down, that goes to the shop and you still have your house.
Yeah.
So those are things to take into consideration. Also, depending on cross country, how many miles do you think you're planning on doing? If you're going to stay put for 3 months and 4 months at one place, do not buy a motorhome. They're not made to sit. When you sit 3, 4, 5 months, from bad fuel, fuel getting old, to belts, getting dry rotted, batteries going low, just, those kind of situations. If you're going to keep going 3 weeks here, 2 weeks there, that kind of travel, then a motorhome would be okay, but not if you're planning on sitting and staying put. I highly recommend you do a fifth wheel.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Candace. And that's a great answer to a great question. Steve asks, any states in particular that you know of that have better deals, possibly better tax breaks in purchasing a unit?
I'm going to go back to my theory of, buy local, buy at home. There's a lot of internet dealers out there that sell on the internet, that advertise these very low prices, and you get what you pay for. So if you go to those dealers that have those low prices, like there's some dealers in Ohio, you'll be lucky that the RV had any kind of pre-delivery inspection. When you want to pay $500 over factory cost and things like that, you're asking for trouble. But now, as far as tax goes, I believe Nebraska has some good tax breaks. I think it is Nebraska that has, or Oregon. I'm sorry, Oregon has no sales tax. But you do have to live there or have a relative that lives there. So you can kind of shop around as far as, where to register it if you're going to be traveling full time. Look for the cheapest sales tax and register it there. But you do have to, claim some type of residence or address there before you can physically register the RV. But I know that Oregon is tax-free.
Very good. Excellent. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Candace, for your questions. If you're interested in asking Gigi a question right here on Just Ask Gigi, very simple. info@thervadvisor.com. info@thervadvisor.com. And just tag it Just Ask Gigi or JAG, J-A-G. And then we can ask, you can ask your questions, and we'll do everything we can to get that question answered for you right here by the expert herself, Gigi Stetler. I'm going to take one more quick break, and we're going to come back with a little bit more right after these words.
Hey, RV owners and those thinking about owning. Want to maximize the fun and minimize the hassle of buying an RV? You need GPS. That's Gigi's personal service. Our $350 package gets you me, the expert advice, and a host of outstanding services. Visit thervadvisor.com.
Wrapping things up now on Just Ask Gigi, along with Gigi Stetler. I'm Tom Alexander, and Gigi, as always, like to let our folks know, our friends who watch this on a weekly basis, if they have any information that they're interested in or want to join, get a membership with the RV Advisor, just go to thervadvisor.com, thervadvisor.com, and of course, your voice in Washington is very important. We've talked about it before. The rvaca.org is out there for you. We are lobbying hard, working hard to get a voice at the table in Washington, D.C., alongside the manufacturers, alongside the dealers. It's rvaca.org. That's rvaca.org. Sign up, register your unit there. It's important that you do. And also, as we've been saying all of these many months, if you want to help out in the COVID crisis and help those folks on the front line, the medical personnel fighting the COVID crisis, and help lend your unit temporarily, of course, as a isolation unit for these medical workers, you can do it right there at rvaca.org, or make a monetary donation. Either or is great. It's awesome. And also, of course, we joined the RV Odd Couple, taking on autism as well there. And I know, Gigi, you can speak more to that as well. It's our friends, it's John and Mercedes Condon, actually, the RV Odd Couple.
Yeah, we really, they've made it to Colorado. I watched their show this morning, and they're quite funny. They're having to figure out how to downsize from their 42-foot fifth wheel down to the Gigi Mobile, as they call it. And but they did it. They trucked all the way to Colorado and made it. And
it's awesome.
And anyway, but we've gotten so many interested families about RVing for autism, and about taking their child on vacation. So we need help making those dreams come true. So if you go to the rvaca.org, there's a drop down on donate, and you can click on the RVing for Autism and donate there, because we really could use your help. And I would love, love, love to put some families in some RVs for some vacation time. Much needed. And Sage is doing great with traveling. It's really made a difference. According to John and Mercedes, they're quite happy with the results of being on the road.
Wow. Yep.
So it's great.
Fantastic. The Gigi meal, Gigi art. Gigi. I'll be okay. The Gigi Mobile, that's better. Trucks on. That's fantastic. Fantastic. So, well, there you go. So any time that you can, you want to check out our friends at the RV Odd Couple, by all means, do that. They're great folks. And so with all the stuff that we do here at the RV Advisor, and me personally, my life away from all
Got a
this,
little secret, Tom. I know. I could just. I
do.
feel it coming out. I could.
I do need a somewhat of a second life as a musician.
Please share.
Well, I'm excited about this because this is a collaborative project. My son, as you know, is a young filmmaker. He's won some awards as a student filmmaker, and he's making the transition into being a professional filmmaker now. And he's kind of on the radar out in California and doing some things. So we're excited about that. But I've had the opportunity to write all the music for his films over the years. And in particular, the last 3 movies that he's done and he's won awards for. I composed the soundtracks, you know, the background music and all that stuff, as well as songs for the films that he's done. And we're putting out a compilation album, which releases tomorrow. It's October 23rd, and you get it across all the digital music stores like Apple Music and iTunes and Amazon and Google Play and Spotify and all those places where you get music.
Awesome.
Digitally, download it. The album is called Dreams in Blue. Dreams in Blue is the name of the album, and it's soundtrack music from Peter Alexander's last 3 films. Very excited about it. Here's a clip.
Awesome. So excited for you.
I hear time's not what it once was, but I've got the time, nothing but time. Maybe tonight I'll find the song that captures who we are. I'll hear the words I've longed to hear, sent from a star that's shining so far away, but bright enough to light the way for you and me, and everyone will see. Pages turning, chapters flying by, different faces, how they mark the time. As we go searching for that feeling in our heart, we keep going, silence and all. Find the song in your way, share some strength in what you say.
There's the clip, and thanks AB for playing that for us. And I appreciate you letting me plug this, Gigi. That's very kind
Wow.
of you.
All I could say is, wow, it's amazing. Sounds like amazing.
Thank you.
I don't want you to get too famous. You'll leave me. So
No. I love being on. I love doing the podcasts, and I love doing Just Ask Gigi with you. And I have such a great time here. And it's you know, I somehow it's a juggling act. You know, I still try to help my son out. You know, but he'll be the guy that goes off and becomes famous. You know, I'd rather toil in anonymity. No, I'm kidding. No, listen, you know something? This is my home here. I love it. I love doing this. This is awesome. So thanks again for letting me plug it, and hopefully
you're welcome. Thanks for the inspirational tunes.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. And yeah, you can get it on all your favorite digital music sites. All right, folks, that is it. That is Just Ask Gigi for another week. For Gigi Stetler, I'm Tom Alexander. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
So long, everybody.